Hari Om, welcome everyone to day 4 of the yoga challenge for 21 days. Congratulations to everyone for coming this far and having the stamina to go ahead. So, we will just start today's program with a short prayer. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति 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 समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्. So, our trainer for today is a Mr. Pandian ji, who was also a trainer for yesterday. One just short note about him. He's from Tamil Nadu in a district called Karur. And he has finished his MSc in yoga and is currently pursuing his PhD. It's actually his life's passion to learn, study, and teach yoga. He has also been a part of the Chinmay Yuvaveer program, which is a 1 year residential program where the youth learn to learn and serve the society selflessly for 1 year. He has completed his yoga training course at the Swami Shivanandi Ashram in Kerala, and as you have seen, he is very meticulous and particular, and teaches yoga step by step, very systematically in a very traditional way. He is very blessed to also attend the basic Vedant course from the Himalayas, which is in Rishikesh from Swami Shivanandi's ashram, and he is an avid reader of the scriptures. He teaches from morning almost 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock at night, and that's his passion in life, yoga itself. He teaches several school students, differently abled, handicapped. Thank you so much for taking yesterday's session, today's session, and the future sessions. Over to you, Pandit.
Hari Om. Vinith, can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yeah, completely.
Okay. Sorry, yesterday my voice was very low because my headphone is not supported, and that's why I cannot convey share my ideas and thoughts to you properly. So I hope today will be better. Okay, today plan is we will go to do some breathing stretches with the breathing, and then we will go to deal with the yoga challenge today.
No problem.
And then we will do one pranayama.
Water is not coming.
The Brahmari pranayama. Okay. So why this particular asana, this pranayama today only? Why this particular asana and the Brahmari pranayama today? Because the asana, the Matsya asana is called as a immune booster asana and a energy booster asana. How it works, I will explain after the asanas practice. At the same time, why this pranayama? There are so many pranayamas are there, more than 50 type of pranayama. Even dynamic pranayamas are there, like Kabalapati, Bastrika, Nadi Sodhana. Even though why I choose this pranayama, I will explain after the practice. Because this pranayama is recommended by most of yoga researchers. Recently, so many yoga researchers done about the effect of yogic practices on COVID. The most of articles recommend this pranayama particularly to the COVID patients to improve their lung capacity to recover from the viral infection. So how it works, why they choose this pranayama, why they recommend this pranayama, why this asana, all about I will explain after the practice. Okay, so kindly join with me. Sit straight, keep your back straight. Keep your eyes closed. Just observe your breath. Take few normal breaths. Prepare yourself to the next practice, physically and mentally. Now gently open your eyes. The first one, the neck movement. The first one, the up and down, then right and left. Then we will go to the lateral. Okay. Now slowly bring your head up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and down. Keep your head straight. Now right and left, right. Don't move your shoulders. Just bring your head right to left, left to right. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, and left. Keep your head straight. Now lateral movement. Bring your head right side towards your right shoulder. Left, right, left, right, left, right, and left. Now keep your head straight. Close your eyes and take a normal breath. Relax your shoulders and your neck region. Now catch your shoulder joints and rotate slowly. Rotate your shoulder joint like this. 1. Bring your elbows closer when you bring your hands front of you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Opposite side in reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Drop your hands. Now slowly bring your both hands up. Inhale. Interlock your fingers. Give a nice stretch. Keep your elbows straight. Lengthen your spine and exhale. Go to your right side. Place your right elbow on the mat or right palm. Okay. Turn your head towards up. Stretch your left arm. Push your left knee joint on the mat. Inhale up. Come up. Stretch your arms. Exhale. Go to your left side. Turn your head towards up. Stretch your right arm. Inhale up. Stretch your arms. Synchronize your movement with the breathe. Exhale. Go to your right side. Inhale up. Stretch your arms. Exhale. Go to your left side. Inhale up. Stretch your arms. Exhale. Go to your right side. Inhale up. Stretch your arms. Exhale. Go to your left side. Inhale up. Stretch your arms. Exhale. Go to your right side. Stay and breathe. 1. Just 5 counts only. 2, 3. Breathe normally. 4 and 5. Inhale. Come up. Stretch your arms. Exhale. Opposite side. Go to your left side. Stretch your right arm. Turn your head towards up and breathe normally. Don't hold your breath. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, come up, stretch your arms. Pull your spine up and exhale, drop your hands. Close your eyes and take a normal breath. Relax your shoulders, your arms, and your back muscles, and your lateral muscles. Now ready for the twisting. Inhale, bring your both hands up, stretch your arms. Exhale, turn towards right side. Catch your right knee joint with your left hand. Raise your right palm, begin you, and press the palm. Lift your spine up, turn your head towards right. Don't hunch your back. Inhale, come back, stretch your arms. Exhale, turn towards left side. Turn your head towards left. Inhale, come back, stretch your arms. Pull your spine up. Exhale, turn towards right side. Inhale, bring your hands up, stretch your arms. Exhale, turn towards left side. Inhale, come back, set your arms, bring your hands over the head. Set your arms, interlock your fingers, pull your spine up. Exhale, turn towards right side. Inhale, come back, set your arms. Exhale, turn towards left side. Inhale, come back, set your arms. Exhale, turn towards right side. Stay and breathe. Keep your eyes closed and focus on your breath. Try to close your eyes. Breathe. 1. Breathe normally. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, come up, come back, set your arms. Exhale, opposite side. Avoid rabbit breathing. Breathe normally. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, come back, set your arms. Exhale, hands down. Relax, drop your hands and close your eyes. Take a normal breath. Relax your backbones and back. Gently open your eyes and set your legs. Set your both legs and rotate your ankle joints. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Opposite side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slowly start the practice. Up down. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Now slowly sit on your heels and bend forward. If you are not able to sit on your heels, you can sit on the floor and set your legs. Okay. Now relax. Place your palms behind you and recline back slightly. Keep your head straight or head back and relax. Now slowly come up. Stand up. Catch your hip joint and rotate your hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Opposite side. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now start the practice. Bring your legs together, catch your knee joints and rotate your knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Opposite side. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now slowly sit down. Okay. Before go to the asana challenge. So if anyone suffer from the heart problem or the cervical problem, kindly avoid this practice. At the same time, if you have any low back pain, kindly avoid this problem. So any hypertension issues, kindly avoid this problem. So first I will demonstrate, I will show you, then you can join with me. So lie down on your back flat. Keep your legs apart and relax in Savasana. Before and after, we will be in the Savasana posture only. Then slowly bring your legs together. Turn one side and keep your hands below your hip region. Place your palms on the mat. Bring your palms closer. Then slowly press the elbow on the mat. Lift your shoulders, head up. Press the elbow on the mat and try to lift your chest, shoulders, and head from the mat. And drop your head back. Place your crown on the head. Place your top of the head on the mat. Okay. After the 5 or 10 counts, then press the elbow again. Slowly drop the head down and come to the starting position. Okay. So during the practice, in the asana stand, don't tilt your head or don't try to speak or don't turn your head also. Okay. Sometimes some people want to see the screen, they can turn their head like this, but avoid that. Okay. So don't rotate your head or don't try to speak because the cervical region will be very engaged. So avoid that movements. Okay. Lie down, relax in Savasana. Abhi. Lie down on your back. Keep your legs apart and hands apart. Turn your palms towards up. Relax in Savasana. Take a normal breath. Now slowly bring your legs together. Turn one side and bring your hands below your hip region. Place your palms under the thigh, under the back of the thigh. Bring your palms closer. Now slowly press the elbows on the mat. Lift your head up, chest up, and drop your head back. Place your top of the head on the mat and keep your legs relaxed and close your eyes. Breathe. 1. Bring your upper and lower jaws together. Close your eyes, close your mouth, and breathe. 2. Focus on your neck region. 2, 3, breathe. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Slowly exhale, relax. Again, come to Savasana. Relax your neck region, your shoulders, your arms. Take a normal breath. So one more time, we will go to the same asana. So during the asana time, don't give excess weight to your head. So keep your body weight on your elbows only. Just place your head on the mat. Turn one side. Again, bring your hands back. Again, bring your hands below the hip region. Press your elbows on the mat. Try to lift your head up, chest up. Place your top of the head on the mat. Keep your body weight on your elbows and breathe. 1. Try to close your eyes. 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring your upper and lower jaws together. 6. Breathe. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now slowly exhale down. Drop your head down and relax. Keep your legs apart, hands apart. Turn your palms towards up. If you want to give some movement to your neck, rotate your head right to left and left to right, like this. Left to right and right to left. Now close your eyes. Take a normal breath. Relax your shoulders. Relax your neck region and your arms and your breath. Okay. Now slowly turn one side and with the support of your one hand, come this. Sit straight, cross your legs, keep your back straight. So why this asana called as an immune booster? So our bone marrows produce a WBC, the white blood cells. There are 2 types of WBC cells. One is T cell, another one is the B cell. The bone marrow produces the T cells automatically. It migrates to the thymus gland. It moves towards the thymus gland. In this thymus gland, the T cells develop, multiply, and mature. Then only it will be useful to us. Okay. But unfortunately, the thymus gland is very active from the childhood to puberty. particular age only it will be active. After the puberty, it will shrink automatically itself. It will reduce by the size. So the making of the T cells will be reduced. At the time of puberty, the thymus gland size approximately 50 grams. But at the age of 75, its size is as a like a fatty tissue size only, like a tissue size only. So that much level it shrinks, very tiny at the age of 70, 75. That's why the elder people has the low immune system. Still now, some medical research going on to maintain the size of the thymus gland and delaying the atrophy of thymus gland. But they are trying through the medicines and the treatment only. But by the natural way, we can stimulate and tone up the thymus gland to make the T cells, produce the T cells continuously. This practice is helped to activate the thymus glands because the thymus glands located in between our lungs only. Okay, so this gland, the thymus gland is one of the endocrine gland. So it's produced 3 types of hormones also. So this practice keeps the thymus glands active and help to produce and make the T cells continuously for long years. I cannot say how many years it will be very active because its nature is going to shrink. It will be shrink always, but we can delay the reduction of the duration. We can delay the time atrophy of the thymus gland by this practice. That's why it's called a immune booster asana. So that another one is the energy booster because the thyroid gland is located here. When we do this asana, the thyroid gland will produce the T3T hormone, T3, T4 hormones continuously. So many people nowadays suffering from the hypo and the hyperthyroidism, especially the women are suffering from the hypo and the hyperthyroidism. So this gland activated by this asana, the thyroid gland is responsible for our metabolism and body weight, body loss, and our energy level. So it maintains these factors also. That's why it's called the energy booster asana. So this asana also give more blood supply to our brain region because our head will be in this in this position like that. So that is give more oxygen supply, blood supply to our brain region also. Okay, so it expands our lungs and the chest region will be expand. The lungs will be expand during the practice. So we can inhale deeply and we can eliminate the carbon dioxide easily. Okay, that's why it's called the energy booster and the immune booster asana. So if you are not able to lift your chest and head, you can use some props. You can use some pillows or cushion, okay, near to your hip region. So it should be minimum 8 inches to 10 inches height. Okay, after that you can lie down on the pillow and cushion like that, and you can rock head like this. Okay, but your head should be very relaxed. Your neck region should be very relaxed. Okay, don't give more weight on your head region. Keep your body weight on your elbows, or you can give the body weight on the cushion only. Okay, the next one, the Brahmari pranayama. So I want to give you a note about the pranayama. So everybody say pranayama practices. There are more than 50 type of pranayama. So particularly this pranayama, Brahmari pranayama, why? What is pranayama? Why pranayama practice is essential? There are 2 words combined in the pranayama words. The pranayama word. One is prana, another one is ayama. Everybody knows about the prana. Prana is a life force. Without prana, we cannot live. So without prana, I'm not a pandit. I'm a body. So like that, ayama is the expansion. The meaning of ayama word is expansion, expand, prolonged. Somebody says as it's a control or regulate, but the proper meaning is expansion. So it expands our lifespan. That's why it's called the pranayama. Which practices expands our lifespan, that practice will be called as pranayama. Simply says the gap between inhalation and exhalation is called pranayama. Some people technically state that yes, gap between inhalation and exhalation is called pranayama. Okay, so there are so many types of pranayama, but we will go to discuss about the Brahmari pranayama. The Brahmara means a beetle, black beetle. In Sanskrit, Brahmara means is a beetle. So it's also called as a black bee breathe or honey bee breathe. So many people call that a different name. Okay. So during this practice, we will make a humming sound through adjusting the vocal guard. Okay, vocal guard. So like a makara sound, lengthy makara sound. Okay. First of all, I will show you, then I will explain what are the factors, how to do. Like this. So produce like this sound, makara, lengthy makara sound. This sound is also imitate the bee sound, the beetle sound. That's why it's called honeybee sound or beetle sound. Okay. During the practice, some people pluck their ears like this, or they use their index finger like this, or somebody use their thumb finger and they are keeping their other four fingers on their head. Some people using the Chanmugi Mudra. But the beginners is advised to pluck their ears with the thumb and keep their four fingers on their head only. Because if you are using the Chanmugi Mudra, they may give more pressure on their eyes and nose. They can close their nose also. So it may reduce the quality of the practice, quality of the pranayama. That's why the beginners recommended to keep their four other fingers on their head only. Okay. First, we will do without block the ears, 5 rounds. After the 5 rounds continuously, 3 rounds we will go to do with block the ears. Okay. So when I say, you can count the rounds. First 5 rounds, don't block the ears. Do the practice normally. After the 5 rounds, block the ears and do the 3 rounds continuously. Okay. When you do the humming sound, the makara sound, so it should be a rhythmic manner. Shouldn't be a ups and down. Ups and down means the high pitch or low pitch. So keep a moderated sound in a middle. Keep it in a middle volume. Don't give more high pitch. Don't go low pitch. Okay. Now sit straight. Keep your eyes closed. Slowly inhale through the both nostrils and start. Again, inhale. Inhale. Do it continuously. After the 5th round, block your ears with your thumb. Keep your other 4 fingers on your head. Don't open your eyes after the practice, after the pranayama. Keep your eyes closed and remain still for a few moments, for a while. Do it continuously and try to feel the vibration. Don't open your eyes immediately after the practice. Just observe the vibration, the calmness of your mind. Keep your eyes closed. Give some time to settle down the vibration. Observe the changes after the pranayama practice on your body, your mind, and your thoughts. Now gently open your eyes. Okay. So why this pranayama recommended by most of researchers? That one reason I will tell you. So because the nitric oxide, one of the gas, is produced by our every type of cells. The nitric oxide act as a dilator in our body. Dilator means it relaxes our blood muscles, blood vessels and the smooth muscles also. The smooth muscles are around the internal organs. Okay, so it dilate the blood vessels. So the blood flow will be increased after the use of nitric oxide. But the nitric oxide is major production is in this paranasal area, the basal, the paranasal, we have the sinus cavity and this area. Production major part of the nitric oxide will be happened here only. During this humming sound or during the Brahmari pranayama, the little rapid gas exchange between your nasal cavity and the paranasal will be happen. So due to the rapid gas exchange, the nitric oxide production will be increased. After the practice, the nitric oxide will be go to our lungs and it relaxes our lungs and respiratory muscles and our blood vessels also. Not only it is a dilator, it also acts as an antiviral agent or antiviral product to our body. It cut down the viral infection or it helps to remove the viral infection from our body. Right? But the body produces it naturally. So that's why the researchers recommend the pranayama, this pranayama particularly to the COVID patients also. So they have some difficulty to breathe. They cannot do Kapalabhati, Bhastrika or Nadi Sodhana pranayama immediately. If they have symptoms, they cannot do that. So, but if the mild symptoms are without symptoms, the COVID patient are not the COVID patient, not only the COVID patient. Everybody can do this practice. It improve the nitric oxide production in our paranasal area. Sorry. So at the same time, it gives the more vibration to our throat region. That's so due to the vibration, the thyroid gland will be very active. So the thyroid gland, already I told, the thyroid gland is responsible for our metabolism and energy level, balance the energy level. So it stimulate the thyroid gland and it also help to improve the thyroid gland hormone productions like T3, T4. Okay, at the same time, it gives the calmness to our mind and it relieve the stress and the anxiety of our body from our body. So this is very useful to for the meditation. It's a preparative practice for the meditation also. Before we go to the meditation, if we do the 10 rounds or 5 rounds of the Brahmari pranayama, the thought wave, the frequency of thought will be reduced during the meditation period. So our mind will be very calm and quiet. That's why it's called the tranquilizing pranayama. So it tranquils our mind. That's why it's called tranquilizing pranayama in English. Okay. So there are a lot of benefits in this asana. In this asana and pranayama also. Okay. I think the time is over. Vinay.
Hari Om. Thank you so much for today's class.
Thank you. Let's conclude the prayer.
Yes, please.
Okay. Palms together. Keep your back and neck straight. Close your eyes. Inhale. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudakshate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Avasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.